Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Richie B. Have yourself a wonderful day, Richie. Have yourself a wonderful day, Audley, and the entire team. And again, we just want to say morning to everyone joining us here on the Bridge 99 FM. Thank you for joining us on the program Untangle. Thank you very much to the team. They are here and we are ready. As we face another new year, we pray that the sun will come shining again. Yes, I. So it's now 15 minutes after 11 o'clock. So many things to think about as we face a new year. So many things as we say to untangle. And as we get the news coming in rapid and fast, we see that we're losing a lot of lives around us. And so, of course, health and wellness has got to be one of the things on the list to untangle in the new year. You see, that's something that means stress. Trust me, we got to make sure that we really live as stress-free as possible. Stress sometimes is a natural part of life, but a whole heap of stress, too much stress, so that's something that's not good. So once you find yourself stressing too much, stop, because whatever it is that is stressing you is not worth it, because it can cost you your life. So trust me, stress, I forget untangle for 2022. Trust me when me say so. Health and wellness. Here is something to think about as you whistle and ride through your day. It's all about happiness. Happiness cannot be traveled to, it cannot be owned. It cannot be earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. So if you're asking yourself, how come you don't feel happy? Trust me, it's not something that can be bought or worn or sold. You really have to look from deep within to find that happiness. So we want to say good afternoon to you, Stacia.
Afternoon, Elise.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful. Good to see you. And all the best for the new year if I forget to tell you after the interview.
Thank you so much. Same to you.
Okay. So, welcome to Untangle on the Bridge 99 FM. So, before we talk about your raw food challenge, JA, before you changed your diet to a plant based one, how were you eating? Would be my first question. And what were your concerns about the diet that you had?
Okay, so I was eating like a typical Jamaican, a lot of fried foods, whether it's chicken, bread, any you know what Jamaicans eat.
Yeah,
So
right.
that was the typical diet, a lot of fried foods, meats, lots of meats. I wasn't into the pork and whatever, but I love oxtail, fried chicken, all of that. Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
love that.
okay.
In terms of what inspired the change, that's what you were asking.
Before we do that, what were your concerns while you were on that diet?
Okay, initially, I actually didn't have any concerns really, in terms of, just I had no concerns because I was very active physically. So while on campus at UWI, I used to play a lot of sports. So I had no concern for my eating because I was doing a lot of working out and playing sports. When I started to get concerned was when I stopped playing sports, and then I came to the realization that nutrition is really important because just by stop being as active as I was, I would put on a lot of weight, then I'd have to work out to lose it, then put on a lot of weight, then work out to lose it. So I was fluctuating. Um, my father had diabetes growing up, so I saw him injecting himself all the time. So my concern about health was just from growing up, but my focus was more on the physical activity. So I played a lot of sports. Now
Okay.
that I'm not playing a lot of sports, I had to switch my focus from not just the physical, but also the nutrition, as I realized that nutrition was the key.
Well said. Okay, so you observed your father as a diabetic. I'm assuming injecting insulin.
Right, injecting himself with insulin all the time.
And you know, they keep telling us that you know, if it is in our blood, we have a propensity towards getting it and that kind of thing. But I'm sure you've realized that what it is that we're all as a family eating the same
In
way.
the same way. Yes, that's what I always tell people. It's not necessarily that it runs in your family. It's that we are all eating the same way in the family.
Right.
You know, we're all living the same way. So that's why we think that, oh, this just run in the family.
Right.
Obesity run in the family. Diabetes run in the family. No.
I'm happy that you caught on to this early because, you know, as you said, you watched your dad, and a lot of us watch those older members of our family going through all kinds of things, and we think that, you know, it is somehow our lot in life also. So, what made you realize that it might be happening to your dad, but not necessarily going to happen to you? What made you come to
Listen,
that?
when I saw that, there are a lot of things went in. Just the fact that one, you have to be doing that all the time. Two, you have to be buying medication all the time. I said to myself from there, this is not going to be my life, you know. So what do I have to do so this is not my life? And from early on, even before I started plant-based, I had made simple changes. So I played a lot of sports, that's one. But I also stopped drinking soda for years now. So I was, you know, I made those small changes, but I said this was not going to be my life. Another thing was that not only was my father diabetic, but he also became bedridden for 10 years because he got
Oh,
a stroke.
oh, sorry to
So
hear
when he
that.
got the stroke, I was the only one at home and I was a teenager at the time. I had to take him to the hospital. At that time, you they would not even deal with you if there was if you hadn't paid. And I was a teenager. I didn't have any money. I had to call a family member to come. The family member was on their way, and the doctor just looked at my father and said, "Sir, I think you're having a stroke." So I'm like, "So okay, what are we going to do?" And the doctor said, "We can't do anything until the money arrives." So
Woohoo!
from that point, like that was in my head that this is not going to be my life. That stroke caused my father to be paralyzed, half of his body. He was bedridden. He did every single thing on that bed. And for 10 years, I saw that. I saw the deterioration of his body. And I was adamant that this was not going to be my life. I didn't make the change then when he died after the 10 years. I didn't make that change then, but it was always in the back of my head that,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Stacia, let me tell you something. This conversation is going to be a wake up call for everybody listening, you know, because it's not the kind of conversation that will make you laugh and have a happy new year, but it's the kind of conversation that will make you healthy and have a happy new year.
I'm well.
Yes. All right. Okay. So that's that. So you know, one of the things that I'm sure you realized also, because we have a lot of gym rats and we're always in the gym working out and exercising and the belly not going down. So it tells us that there is something else that's happening and we have to pay attention to our gut health. What's happening
Yes,
inside of our
yes.
bellies?
It's called listening to your gut for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I love that. Exactly. Exactly. So you've been
yeah.
listening to your gut.
I have been, and trust me, just and I realize, things before, you read, you see things, but when I was sure, as sure can be that nutrition is the key, was during the whole 2020 with the whole COVID-19 thing. And I was at home and I was not working out really. I was not working out and I remained the same. Before, when I was doing all the workouts but eating badly, I would still gain weight.
Yes.
But now that I was not working out, I was just eating properly. I did not gain any weight.
Absolutely. We have to relearn a lot of what they've been teaching us, because they've been teaching us, of course, we have to work out for a healthy lifestyle. But
Yes, holistic.
yes, but a lot of people think that is what is going to make them lose the weight. And as me said, the belly big, same way. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, were you overweight? Did you get to the point where you became overweight while you changed your diet? Or was it just information?
Okay, so it's a combination of things. So one, it was the fact that I didn't like how I looked anymore. I was not fitting in my clothes, and I really never planned to buy any new clothes. So, and I never like how I feel, because when the more confident you are, and even as a businesswoman, you have to be confident. Yeah. So I wasn't confident in how I looked in my clothes anymore. So one, I wanted to change that. So I wanted to lose weight for that. But also I have had horrible monthly period cramps from forever, right? From high school, I've had horrible monthly period cramps. And I knew that a change in eating would help that. But I never went there before. So I decided, all right, now is the time. So, and then now, the thing with my father, the health reasons now, the thing with my father was, playing in my head from ever since. So the health, the weight, how I felt, the lack of energy, all of that together, I said, you know what, January 2019, I decided to change my lifestyle, and I have not turned back.
So it was actually a New Year's resolution.
Yeah, come to think of it. So I did not turn back.
Good. That's a good thing. So you did something that you could manage, you could actually accomplish.
Right.
All right. So after you there are two things I want to know. But after you changed your lifestyle, I see you. After you changed your lifestyle or your eating habits, how did you feel?
One, let me tell you. First of all, let's talk about that gut that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
One, there was a reduction in my waistline, obvious reduction in my waistline.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I lost approximately 45 pounds.
Ooh, that's how much you did, man.
Wait, but the picture that you're seeing in this before, is this was the last time I took a picture. So I actually got bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you took off 45 pounds and then went to what?
No, I lost approximately. Oh, so no, I lost approximately. I started at 185. So yeah.
Okay.
And 185, and I lost approximately 45.
185 is a lot. So
right.
how tall are
you? I'm about 5'5".
Oh, you're kind of shortish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have the period cramps.
Disappeared.
That's one of the best of all of this.
Yes. I understand that very well. And for those who have acne, that also will disappear.
Yes, some persons report glowing skin.
Yes. All right. So that's that. So let's talk about now the transition. So you move from eating like how most people eat to eating healthily, or did you move from eating like how most people eat to a raw food diet? Was it that dramatic?
Okay, I started a transition. I did it in transition.
Okay.
In fact, initially, I started taking out meat once per week. And then I moved to twice per week. I didn't eat meat and the other stuff. Then 3 times till I realized I was only eating meat on weekends, 2 days a week, until it was only 1 day a week, until it was no day a week. So I did a transition. Okay. And then after that, I wasn't eating meat, but I still asked for the curry gravy.
Oh, cheat. You cheated.
Right. Until I got to a point where I didn't have to ask for the curry gravy anymore.
Okay.
And until I was just doing the plant-based. But in 2020 now, for my 40th birthday, I decided to go 40 days raw.
Wow, to celebrate 40.
Right, and that's how the raw journey started.
Okay.
So now I'm actually I'm actually fully raw whenever I'm on the challenges. So we have challenges for the most part every month for 21, the first 21 days of every month. But when I'm not the other 9 days, I am not fully raw, but I'm what they would consider high raw, which means I still eat mostly raw, but I have some plant-based foods.
Okay. You said something that I found to be very interesting because you said that you would eat meat some days of the week and then not eat meat some days of the week. Do you realize? I don't know if you're old enough to realize. I am. that, that,
I'm
that,
41.
that baby. So, so what I want to say, Stacia, is that do you realize that back in the day, like our parents, perhaps your grandparents or great grandparents, when they prepared meals, the meat was really eaten mainly on a weekend.
Hmm?
But in the week, your mouth could have long from now to the morning, you get callaloo, you get cabbage, and you get them kind of some saltfish and them kind of something there.
Oh.
That's how it used to be. But then I don't know
Mhm.
what changed, the culture changed, and then everybody just start eat meat 24/7. So all right now, so you're on this raw food challenge. So let us talk about your initiative because it brought out an initiative. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So initially when I was for my 40th birthday, I invited persons on my in my social media list to join. And I was so surprised over 80 persons decided to join. Not all who came on ended, but they decided to join. And based on the results that they received, they were saying, no, you need to do this, you need to do this again, you need to do this again. But I sent out a feedback form because I like feedback. And most persons were saying that they thought that the 40 days was too long. And that's how I moved from 40 days to 21 days raw. The first one was actually in May of this year. And I was only planning to have one, Elise, one. And from that May right till now, we have been having 21 days raw each month because person saying, oh, I want to join for the next month. Please have another one. And I said, all right, this is the last one. And they said, every month, please have another one because the results. I've had persons who with PCOS and fibroids who the cysts have been removed, disappeared
Disappeared. Yes,
or
yes.
shrunk, fibroids shrinking.
Yep.
Um, the, PCOS have some symptoms including hair in places that women don't want hair, like facial hair, and they've seen alleviation of much of the symptoms,
Really?
irregular periods. Yes,
Facial
just
hair?
by yes, by
Wow.
changing their just by changing the way they eat
Yes.
and eating mostly fresh. Fresh is
Yes.
best,
Yes.
you
You talk
know.
about fibroids, and a lot of that is caused from dairy products. So let us go on to the raw food now. When you meet as a group, do you help each other to come up with raw food recipes?
Okay, so I share a guide that gives them tips and some recipe ideas, but we also have a community, a WhatsApp community where persons share what they're eating because some persons are more better at preparations and they share that so you can ask, what's in that, how you make that. So we have a very active supportive community, and it helps us to to be accountable as well, because you're also, apart from the community as a whole, you're also paired with an accountability partner for added accountability. We also have a private Instagram page where we download all the meals that are shared for every group. We share the meals, so somebody new joining can actually just scroll through to see meal ideas. If they want the recipe for a particular meal, they can just comment and ask for it. And we're supportive. People share information freely. So it's
Okay.
really, we call ourselves the Raw Fam,
I love that. All right.
a
Final
family.
question though. And I'm sure this is something a lot of people are thinking about, especially as women who are having a monthly period and also having babies. You know that we have to balance that diet, and sometimes we have to supplement it with some kind of vitamin. I know for a fact that if you're deficient in vitamins, it causes a whole nother set of health problems. Let's talk about that.
Well, I'm not a professional nutritionist or doctor. So what I normally say to persons is, if you have an issue, if you speak to your doctor, be guided in that way.
Mm-hmm.
However, what we encourage is, what you're allowed to eat on the raw food challenges are your fresh fruits, your leafy greens, your raw veg, your nuts and seeds. So, for example, you can get your, so there are ways to get some of your vitamins and proteins and all of that in fruits, vegetables, in plant-based foods. But if there is something that you are lacking, that's a medical reason, then you'd have to, of course, see a professional nutritionist or a doctor for that.
Absolutely. But I know for a fact that many of my friends who are on a raw food diet, it's as though they have a whole community, and that community takes care of some of the questions that I just asked, and they share a lot of information, and a lot of, as I said before, a lot of recipes and that kind of thing. So it's wonderful talking to you, because although the conversation short, I know this conversation going to continue in communities and in homes and families. So last word before we sign off, Stacia.
Yo, if you're ready to change your, first of all, your change, your life is a decision away. You have to decide. There are no excuses. If you want to lose weight, trim belly fat, heal yourself, just gain energy, boost immunity, you are responsible. So you have to make that decision for yourself. Nobody can force you. So if you want to learn more about this whole raw food movement, you can follow me on Instagram at Stacia Davidson. That's at Stacia Davidson. And you can also follow the Raw Food Challenge JA page. That's at Raw Food Challenge JA. And any questions you have, you can send a DM or put it in the comments, and I'll answer. Whatever I can answer, I will answer. If I cannot answer, I will direct you to someone who can.
Thank you so very much for talking to us, and I respect your bravery, taking that bull by the horn, and changing your diet, changing the way you live, and controlling to at least some extent your own destiny. Bless you for
Thank you
that.
so much for having me.
You're most welcome. Have a great day. All right.
Same to you.
Wow. What a conversation. A wonderful conversation, especially at this time of the year, when we're thinking about what it is that we want to change, what it is that we want to do differently. And I am sure that a lot of people are listening and thinking of all the fried chicken. All of them, there's something there. Yes, Mrs. Somebody look guilty right away. Okay, no name, no call. But at the top of the day, stop it. At the top of the day, you see a well woman. All who for belly big, hey, yeah. All who have reduced them belly size. But I can tell you one thing, You see Marga and big belly, it don't work out, So Miss begging you to do. Please, you see? Please, please, I'm talking to me. I look at you right now. No. No, Marga and big belly are no friend. So make sure say you have a proper diet. Make sure say you're exercising right. So make sure you don't just step on raw food and end up with one little Marga, something with a big belly in front of you. That don't do so kosher. Okay? You know something? I know a family, right? And this family is a family that eats ital. And can I tell you something? The little babies in the family ask them father and them mother for bitters. So, most children, bawl and scream, live in hell when you give them bitters. You know why these little babies are asking for all single Bible. When you see them eat single Bible, then they're nice, nice. You know why? Because them acquire the taste from early. So a lot of things that we are doing It's because we get accustomed to doing it. And if we practice to do the right thing will become the norm for us, like drinking a whole heap of water. A lot of us grew up at drink sugar and water or lemonade and them kind of something there. And eliminate the sugar out of the drink and have pure water. I know I had to get myself accustomed to having pure water, just water, no sugar added, nothing. Soda, out. All grew up on that kind of thing. But I've watched these little babies, a lot of them drinking, asking for water. And mommy, can I have some single Bible? Can you imagine? Yes. No, me know you like your belly man. So go on with your food and your thing. But me I talk about people who not so much in love with them big belly, who want to change and eat differently. And you just have to acquire the taste. A sister of mine sent me a cake, right? Sent me a picture of a cake. And she says, I made it, no egg, no sugar. Whole wheat flour, grape juice, all fruits made with love. So, and I am looking forward to getting a copy. I'm looking forward to getting this cake because she actually baked one for me. And I'm looking forward to get, Ruby, at that cake you will get pizza. At that cake you will get pizza. You see the one when me don't give you pizza, it have all the junk in it where you like. For big up your belly even more. So, the one that I am going to give you a piece of is the one where my sister-in-law go send for me that have no egg, no sugar, and whole wheat flour. Vaughn says so you can't look like him. Look here, Vaughn. No bother with it, Because me know say you eat pure junk, I just DNA make you look so, Be DNA, just DNA. Remember, what it can't catch up on you, So you stay there. You see, when you reach out about 50, see Vaughn at 50 with that maga foot and that big belly. No, Richie. Me know like Richie said when Vaughn get him first child. No, this is what I have to contend with in the days, I'm telling you though. What? If what? Oh, think Bible? Yeah, but you need some. All that we need. No, me not gonna take set for you. All that we need is think Bible. What? You're gonna tell me a story about think Bible? Hey, me say Tuesday afternoon. Me say. Him tell me a story the other day. After we finish work, him give me a story now. He not telling them the story. Hungry mama gonna tell them. No, you know why I'm not gonna tell you, Vaughn. You don't talk about it for the rest of the year. And him not in that with Uno. Okay, so I got a text from one of my former co-workers. Thanks for listening to the bridge. First of all, may I just say, clearly you're on the bridge. So, him say, and if I call him name, we're not going to know. So, him say, compliments of the season, listening. Still not left me pork. There's... you don't must agree with me, Richie. Anything, no. Anything that is bad. Yeah, me say, Vaughn, remember that something the other day, and I really had to laugh. That's it. So, my former co-worker say, he still not left out him pork. So, he might take single Bible with the pork. So, I'm going to tell you, say, Robert, don't make a call your name, Don't make a call your name. All right. So, my sister now says, it's important to find a balance with the raw food. Too much of anything, even when it's good, can throw the system off. The spleen, which is critical for our immune system and building of blood, actually prefers cooked food and really doesn't like stuff like ice. The spleen also loves foods like pumpkin, sweet potato, and the squash in my picture. Can I tell you something, Matria? I have learned that from some friends of mine, that balance is always the best thing. And like my sister said, too much of anything. Yes, not good for you. Not even if it's good food. Too much of anything at all, don't good. So one of the things that we can really try to accomplish in our daily lives, just generally, is balance. Good afternoon, Beauregard. So say you have to kick off this afternoon.
No problem. Mama Kelly, look like a lot of things are, trickling down and starting to affect a lot of people. In Atlanta the other day, a UPS 18-wheeler delivery truck was hijacked. You know, the driver was kidnapped and some of the packages stolen. While the truck was stopped at a stoplight, a gunman entered the vehicle, forced the driver to drive to a secluded area where other assailants were waiting. And when the company realized now that the truck did not arrive to its destination, they turned on the GPS to locate the truck. When they found the truck, they found the driver tied up in the back of the truck, and about quarter of the things that were in the truck was gone. So,
Oh my
you
goodness.
know, people are really, really getting desperate now.
Well, give thanks he was alive, right?
Yes, he was unarmed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
You know, said this side of them I get brazen to, you know, so them rob red stripe.
I heard about that.
And you know, say them also rob a bank, but him never so lucky.
Wow.
Yep. Them catch him.
It's really getting crazy out here. You know, a lot of people losing them jobs and a whole heap of things happen, man. People are just, you know, I don't know the word to describe what we're seeing right now going on in the world.
It's crazy. And, you know, sometimes, obviously, you're going to be worried about what's happening in your space. But then we realize that it's not just in our neck of the woods. It's everywhere.
True indeed.
And when you start to take on them kind of, you know, armored vehicles and bank where, you know, say, a whole heap of security there, that brazenness there is close to madness.
Yes, and you don't even know if them have something in the truck where them can, you know, alert authorities or anything like that. Unless you knew that, I don't know.
Oh my goodness, because, you know, something to Beauregard, you know, the unfortunate part, a lot of the people taking on them kind of something as people will understand the company, you know, inside out.
Yes, sometimes inside job too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
When I say inside out, I really mean inside.
Yeah, I knew that's what you meant.
No, seriously, you know?
Yeah, man. Also in the news, the British socialite Julian Maxwell was convicted yesterday on 5 federal sex trafficking charges after a jury concluded that she played a pivotal part in recruiting and grooming teenage girls to be sexually abused by her close confidant, the wealthy financer, Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, so the royalty him a talk about, said the Australia old lady that she they too far for them, then continue with the case. Me don't know what we look here now. You know, but you know something though, there are times when people say things to us, like, you know, long ago, and they would say how people in very high places are the people behind sex trafficking and pedophile rings, and them call the royal family not so royal sometime, and them call these names and mix up in some of the most ungodly events. And people, oh Lord, it's just, you know, stupidness. Why don't stop talking stupidness? True. Vatican, you know, people like those, yeah? True. And it's true. And it is coming to bomb. It's coming to bomb now. A lot of evidence is pointing that way.
True indeed. True indeed. All the sex trafficking thing that we're seeing is pointing in one particular direction. Exactly.
And the pedophile rings is as though the wealthy have an appetite for picnic where the average person probably not have like a them there.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. And then when you realize what it's all about them rituals. And a lot of times, our little children, meaning black children, are the favored children for them.
Yes.
Can you believe that? And me and you can, me and you don't want to eat no picnic, but at the end of the day, the meal, a rich people meal them. I'm talking cannibalism. Literally eating. Cannibalism.
Yes.
And it's a very expensive meal, and a lot of colored, dark-skinned children. Oh my goodness me. Can you imagine?
You know, if we were to go deeper into this conversation, sister, I don't think we would have the time, you know, because
no.
it's really something I've looked into over the years, you know, and I have a lot of information on that topic, trust me.
I hear you. And you know something though, Beauregard, we need to start to read and read widely and read with an open mind. And what we see, if we accept it no matter where or who it pointing on.
True indeed.
No, here this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's funny how, you know, we see her, you know, she's going to jail for what she did, and then now we see the governor. They're not even gonna, the former governor, they're not even gonna press any charges anymore, which is what I suspected in the beginning. I said, you know, this whole case was just to remove him from office. You know? And now there's no charges whatsoever being.
Can you believe
they're not going forward with any charges.
We have an interview coming up, but this is just very interesting news. It's not to do with Jamaica, but in Afghanistan, the Taliban authorities say women seeking to travel long distances should not be allowed on the road transport unless they are accompanied by a close male relative. Yes, everything be here.
Crazy.
Looking at the guidance issued on Sunday by the Ministry of the Ministry now, Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, which also called on vehicle owners to refuse rides to women not wearing headscarves, has drawn condemnation from rights activists. You see, a woman could have do, how we do them, sir?
I don't know.
It's like we're too bright. It's like them afraid say we're going brighter more than we know. Me don't know. Me don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to work it out, Beauregard.
It's I don't know, sister. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. Very, very crazy.
That's
A lot
another
of the things we see happening, it's, unheard of.
That's another thing we're going to have to investigate, friend. Because the way how them deal with women, it must be a reason. It's like the same way them deal with black people. I always say, if we are the lesser of the evils, if we're not good, if we dance and all, leave with them, make we just fall down our bottom, no, man. Make you have to go too harder that we keep we down there, if we just naturally dance.
Boy.
And the same thing with women. If we weak and we not no sense and we not have no head space, left we make we dance go on, no? Make you have to go on so to make sure so we no get bright. Mine not true we bright town, No, me not sure. Look, don't get me started.
More, I guess.
Read a little more on that, boy. Read up on that.
Yeah, man. One last thing, sister. I know the new year is coming in, Mama Elise, and, a lot of people have festivities on their minds and things of that nature. I didn't even want to bring up, the Omicron situation, but I think this is some very important information going into the new year and just to keep in the back of your minds, If you live in New York City, this information is for you. If you have children living in New York City, you should listen up. I saw this about 2 weeks ago, but I had to do some research to make sure I had to confirm that the information was actually legitimate. And you could go onto the newyorksenate.gov in the public health law section where you see these active bills that they are getting ready to look at in coming up in January. And these are some of the things that they're getting ready to talk about. Our assembly bill, I could name out the numbers, but these are the bills. I'm just going to let you know what they are. There's one that says that pertains to COVID shot mandates to attend school. There's another one that says eliminates religious exemptions for all work and college. There's one that says they're going to look at eliminating parents' consent to shots when a child reaches the age of 14 years of age. There's another one that says they're going to eliminate parents' right to consent to STD shots for any children of any age.
It getting more, so you see the more ridiculous it gets is the clearer it gets.
It's I don't know.
And it's clear.
There's this other one which is very scary too. It allows the governor to imprison without trial to anyone who they consider a threat to public health.
And that will be determined by them, what they consider to be a threat.
Now, this is all under the guise of emergency, the pandemic being emergency. But, you have to ask questions when you see these things. And the question I ask is, if you could change the law when emergencies come up, who's to say that they won't create the emergencies?
Which is what is happening now, which is what we did one for Sefran last week. anyway, we have an interview coming up. And if me don't tell you before, me like a Tam, make I tell you now, and we can move on with the interview. Please and thank you very much. All right, so little more we talk, all right?
No problem.
All right, so we have live online, none other than Live Wyya. Good afternoon, Live Wyya. Good to see you all.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
It's how much honor there?
Good. Wow.
2 hours now?
Look, I got 2 hours this time.
2 hours this, but how much in the group?
6 of us.
Right, you're going now.
Yeah.
Look how camera now works. From your phone now work look like COVID mash up phone too.
Oh my goodness. So COVID mash up with the phone. Oh my goodness. Well.
Land of phone mash up. COVID mash up.
Oh my goodness. But all right. So we're going to take a break in 2 minutes time. So in that 2 minutes, just give us an idea of the names of the people in the group and what instruments them play.
All right, me go first. My name is Carl Edwards, aka Wyya. Some people call me Seafat, some people call me Wyya. I play the bass guitar and I'm the band leader. You have Arnold Bolt, Joma, yeah, Bad Joma. You have Chadwick Donor, guitarist, son of the great Colgate, yes. and you have Kadeem Martin, keyboards, and you have the great Chadian Monroe, keyboard. Jerome, you go for the other race.
Yeah, of course. I have the I and I,
Right.
Jerome Michael, J
Mm.
Wire, you know? You know, can call me what chocolate wire, you know? Where you feel to do it in the right way, you
And when I look for the engineer,
Right.
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Walton,
Zico, you know,
Right.
aka
and
Zico,
chipping.
our manager Lucia.
So now have our own
Yeah,
engineer.
Yes, man.
yeah, yeah,
That's
You
yeah.
go
good.
road without that.
Get the right
It's
sound.
like you go out without the chef, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
The musical chef.
All right, go like you go to know
Yeah.
your chef a serious thing, but I mean no who no you me know who no love who no bet you know that. Okay. So all right, so we're going to take a break. I want you to know that we're streaming live in the tri-state on Irijam as we speak. So the tri-state is listening to the interview, and of course everyone else on the internet is listening to the interview. So when we come forward, just keep that in mind. All right. So we're going to take a break. We soon come.
All right.
We have live online a little piece of live wire, not the whole of them, but piece of the wire. See, so all right. So let's talk a little bit about the band for those who don't know about the band. I keep saying it's a whole internet family listening, and that's why some people there might not know. So tell us a little bit about the band itself. Hold on, me not hear nothing.
No,
All
call
right.
mute, man. Look like call a
No, no,
mute.
no, not that thing, no, do Carl. Go again, Carl. No, we good. Go. I hear you now. No, me not hear Carl.
Yeah, tell
Carl,
you.
you know him good. Carl, you mute. Hello? Carl? No, so me not.
What,
Yes,
while I'm doing that, you talk.
yes, go ahead.
Look like him.
I bet you
See
gone
my dad
now?
get here? Oh, here, he's here now.
All
Yeah.
right, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Live wire. Real yard band. Real roots rock reggae band. Yeah, man. We started this band at the end of 1999. So we are no kids in the business anymore. So blossom into who we are now. Quick and spicy.
Right, I hear you. And for those who follow reggae music, I mean, there's nobody who follows reggae music who don't know about Live Wire Band. Because although you're a show band, you have been backing just about most of the well-known artists here in Jamaica and around the world, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's catch up a bit on what has been happening for the past year, because this is really one of the reasons why I'm inviting you guys, because you know that I have been off for a year or so. Then COVID make enough people off for a year or so. So wagwan.
Well, we've been recording. We have a lot of new singles to come out in the new year. We're working on our next album. We have a title for it yet, but you'll be the first to know. Jeremy, you want to that?
You want
Yeah,
add to
when you said,
that.
this year that's coming to an end, honestly, it's been one of them year that where you thought after 2020 things would have been good. Everybody was, at least live where I was prepping and getting ready to go out on the road again. But honestly, everything just still stayed at a standstill. So at least it's given us the time and motivated us to not let 2022 catch us flat-footed. So like Carl said, we're recording. We're just in Portland the other day in the studio recording this new song. Mama, you gonna love me. No, you love your tune. Them we touch the art, and the one them I tell us have a really good vibe. And like Carl said, we don't have the name for the album yet, but I have a strong feeling I'm going to come up with the name because the songs we're recording now have a lot to do with female and empowering them and stuff. So look out for it. Believe me, this year at least, coming to an end, has been a rough year, but honestly, it's a good year for learning. We've learned a lot.
I love that. And one of the things that I realized talking to artists now, that you've been making use of the time that the restrictions and all of that to actually produce and to create. And that's a wonderful thing.
Yes. And it teach me not to know like the COVID, all that bad, it taught me so much. It taught me to put the band on the office. Because I look at 2 years of college. And last time, so me know what next move to make, what not to make, what to do, what not to do, which friends to drop off and which friends to hold on for. So many things it taught me, and I give thanks,
I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of my friends, a lot of great ones drop out of the COVID, made us sort of thinking, but we are here trying to run with the battle,
Yeah.
Them have this.
For real. And I'm sure, well, a lot of artists and musicians have passed away. Most recently, Mikey Chung, Mao,
Yeah,
and then, of course, Robbie
yeah.
Shakespeare. And I was hearing this morning, Leo Graham. And,
Oh,
a lot of, how does that impact you? Like when someone like Robbie Shakespeare,
oh,
Mikey Chung, who are doing what, mentors of yours, how would that make you feel?
you really look up
Why?
to what's next, because I mean, so many great. When I heard that Shakespeare, I mean, I remember when I was in Philadelphia, him and the great Sly Dunbar, they were doing comedian with Monty Alexander, and I was in the studio. Um, them time as a little young musician, and I was saying to myself, "Whoa, can't believe the great, so many great to laugh, and but I want the world to know that them work live on, and we always cherish them in our hearts.
Right. And it
Yeah.
also, something, my brothers, that I thought about, with so many greats going, it really means that you have to stand in that space firm
Yeah,
and make them know, say, this is what you taught me, and I'm able, and I can fill that space and make you proud.
yes, and
You know,
You go
which is
ahead.
just
you know, Mama, something I realized,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if I'm the only person seeing this, but a lot of these greats are not being honored while they're alive.
Mm-hmm.
true.
And I think a lot of people keep saying these great after they've passed away.
True,
You
true.
know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes we're not here forever. We're all here for a time.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need to put things into place where it's not just somebody dead and yeah, he was a great. It doesn't seem like that's what's going on because these greats as they are have really set a foundation for all these music. Even the musicians know where the tune it. Yellow one never reggae them. They're still picking from what our elders did, what the greats did. So I think we should we
Absolutely.
should we should embrace them while they're alive. And so there's a
Absolutely.
lot of greats out there right now, and I think every time we mention a great is because they're gone. Like we
Mm.
now mention greats while they're alive.
I agree
I think we need to look into that.
100%. I agree. And it also gives us a chance to really take stock of what happens when we go. Are we
Hmm.
prepared? Even as particularly as musicians who don't get a pension, and you ready up yourself. I'm speaking about readying up yourself. Have you, as a band accustomed to touring, have you come up with a plan for 2022? I heard Jerome saying that you don't want 2022 to catch you without anything at all, without any songs, not ready. So what would be your plan, if you don't mind me asking, to overcome the hurdles of that we face here now, particularly the international situation where people now, probably not asking for shows. Are you being asked to perform on shows?
Well,
Yeah,
we
we have been called and asked about show even in earlier in 2021, but because every day is a new variant. As soon as you think one thing is done, another roadblock comes. I think I can't speak for the entire musical world, but each man is responsible for his own livelihood and his own path. And honestly, for me, being ready and not flat-footed is you have to scope what is out there in terms of the vaccine now is out there, and I think you were saying something earlier about these wealthy people eating our black kids and stuff, and you said how it is. I think a lot of times we hear stuff and we don't believe it because we say no, so I can't go so because we as individuals don't read, we don't watch news, we don't listen, we only want to talk. So in order to not be flat-footed, we have to read, we have to see what is best to do. Because honestly, the other day I had a friend that took the vaccine, and at the moment the friend is going through some mental issues, and everybody equate that to the vaccine because a lot of people won't read. People just jump and say one thing because my friend has been suffering with mental issues long before that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I'm thinking for me, not being flat-footed is having music ready, being open-minded, understanding your environment, understand where the world is evolving to.
Mm-hmm.
And as a band, we can't, we do roots reggae music. And as a roots band, we've evolved to know that even though we're roots, we can still incorporate where the world is going in our music and keep it roots. So I think evolving is where you won't be flat footed. And that's what Livewire does. We evolve with the times of reggae, but still keep it roots.
Very interesting conversation. Carl, how you feel about that?
Well, well said. Um, as I said, COVID has taught me a lot of stuff. Um, I find myself even do other things outside of music
Mm-hmm.
to survive.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Me have a little backyard, me plant up my little pumpkin. I know much
Mm-hmm.
pumpkin meat outside, mama.
I
Trees
can
and about
imagine.
pumpkin, everything.
Yeah,
There's so many
man.
things you can do to create a earning, you know. I mean, as the Jerome say, we have to plan ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Human is like water, we adjust to fit whichever environment you're in. So, I mean, some people are really good at adjusting, but here comes the time, here comes trouble. What you gonna do? Stay there, you have to move on.
Yeah.
So presently we are planning to hit the road 2022. Who knows? Because every day an environment let out at the back. So who knows what's gonna happen? But that's the plan really.
Yeah.
The album we have some great singles, and we just want to big up the ladies then because the album and most are focused on the ladies then, and woman empowerment, So yeah, basically, just be positive and go forward, you know, in a
Yeah.
positive way.
You know, as I listen to you both and understand exactly where you are, apart from our families that have to make some serious decisions, we heard Beauregard talking about in the future them planning to make you don't even have no control over your picnic them again. But now is a time when musicians really have to think very seriously about where they go from here, because a lot of venues, in fact, just about all the venues, international venues now, you cannot enter as a patron without being fully vaccinated. So that has a lot to do with your career, the choice you're making, if you still go want to do music, or if like Carl, you prefer to deal with your backyard gardening or whatever it is. But some serious choices have to be made.
Right.
Hmm.
And there's ways of making money. A lot of ways of making money. Just turn your hand and make passion. And you know what I start thinking, mama? The tired of it. Some musicians are dead and collection of their college. The tired of it. May I encourage musicians take out one life insurance.
Yes.
You have so many packages for the poor garden life. Take out a pension plan.
Yes.
Ah, me know say most of you guys, you don't go a bar and you don't take a girl, you don't spend more on that. Fix up yourself because I mean it's tired to see we have to put up collections to bury people. It's tired
True,
of it.
true,
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
true.
Very
So
true.
yes, me I
Mama,
encourage
sorry.
them. Take out a pension plan, take out a life insurance. It's just for time to start the garden life. Expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes, yes. You have to be intelligent about this life. And a lot of artists I see, when we know that the artists, particularly those are popular, most of the money comes from the income comes from shows. And if you were not making any preparations before and thought that, it's going to be business as usual, it's not business as usual.
so
You know, go back to what you said earlier, in terms of the venues now are requiring the patrons to be vaccinated. One of the craziest thing is a lot of reggae, roots reggae patrons are coming from the era where the man always a try to keep them down and the vaccine is out to cast us, to entrap us and stuff. So our patrons that now have to be vaccinated to go to a show, them need more vaccinate neither. So it's really, really rough because our music about love is a very emotional music. Regardless, we're talking about hard times, good times. Like, when people of roots and reggae and dancehall decide their mind to not do something, it is very hard to get them on board
Jerome
on
is a
any other
serious
side.
point. A serious point. This year, bring up. I never even
Yeah.
thought about that. But you're right. The anti-vax, the kind of person who, well, not you will still have your. You look here. You will get new fans. Just look at it
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
you will. Yeah,
You know.
yeah you have to look at the positive, but it's going to take time. So as you
It
said,
is.
as I was saying, you can't be flat because you said no is a time where like you listen on the news, trying to take away our rights, and a lot of because we're rebels, we're saying man, force me to take this, and so we're going to be stubborn for a long time, and sometimes stubborn for good reasons. I'm not trying to say we're stubborn for wrong reasons, because there's things we're stubborn for. We stand up for our rights, but there's other things where we have to just let go and flow with it. I said to my friend the other day, I said, yo, listen, they're talking about the vaccine. And honestly, nobody no want to take it. And if tomorrow we say if we take a vaccine, we get to go foreign free, everybody gonna take it. It's a weird thing. We don't want we fingerprint our way eye to scan to get with IDs or whatever. But as soon as we go foreign, they do the same exact thing. So we're very complicated human beings in Jamaica, and
You
and,
know,
and, and other people in the world overall.
Jerome, can I tell you something though? None of we don't know the future. And
Yeah.
we don't know what you see. Some of we feel like we know what gonna happen,
Hmm.
but the person who feel like them a plan and them a set up plan don't even know what gonna happen to them when me and you don't talk. So at the top of the day, no matter how one go on like them have it locked and them know what go
Yeah.
on tomorrow, none of we don't know. So,
No, not at all.
none of we don't know. So let us keep it in the hands of the Almighty and
Hmm.
stay close to what it is that you believe in. Because if you're not stand up for something, you don't know, you don't know how that something they go. But what I would like us to do before time runs out is to hear your new track. Let's talk about that. What's your new track?
Yeah. Well, so we have a new track out called Lady, right? That's literally Lady.
Really.
And it, it it's a song that me and Carl sat down where he's right now. That's where we sat down with his guitar, and there was this. So there's two songs. It's a back to back song, but the one I'm telling you first, we sat in the house. His door was open, and there was this young lady walking past. The gate was open. So it has a big gate, you know. I call gate not work so good, but it's big. And my views want to stick the catchy, so but a good gate still. I mean, I don't know what's going on with it, but and this lady was passing, and we actually was just here running some music, making some jingle, and you know, when she walk past, call start play one line, and I look out and I see her and call say, "Girl, look good here." I said, "Oh man, we're man, so we admire, what God has created." Like earlier, I say, some part in the world, I'm keep woman down. What woman do? Woman do me nothing but greatness.
And
One bring me come here,
same way,
you know.
so same way, so.
Yeah.
So this one is for all those ladies that you see walk past Carl Gate.
It was one that day. I would just start vibrating on the guitar, and honestly, we just go, well, that's the lady, you drive me crazy, and it just, and that one is coming out early in January,
Okay.
early January.
Uh,
We're gonna make sure that you're getting there, and
a lot of people who coming into reggae now, as we lose some of our veterans, we really want to embrace and invite ones into the fraternity who have something to offer. And it is wonderful to listen to you practitioners, musicians who understand the music, to see exactly what that yardstick is. What it is that we are as reggae lovers looking forward to hearing. Love that tune. I'm going to ask Vaughn to put it on a CD for me because I love it. Him shaking him head. So it means I'm going to get it. So as we seal up this interview, is there anything else that you just want to say before we go?
Well, me first, big up the producer for that song. You understand? Rising Roots Entertainment, Delroy Packer Passenger, the big bad engineer, out of Anchor Studio, just big up the producers. Yeah,
Okay.
Jerome?
yeah. Well, clearly every time we come on, mama, I have to dig up my mother, she me there. No, I have to big up my mama all the time.
Every
'Cause,
time.
she
Every time.
she bring me, she
Yes.
make me the person.
Well, that's wonderful. That's a typical Jamaican. So, as we seal off this interview, just want to say to Carl and Jerome who are here. I'm not hearing Jerome here now, but to Carl and Jerome who are actually here on the Zoom. Have yourself a prosperous and, of course, a musically prosperous and individually prosperous new year. And we're looking forward to some of the beautiful music that you're known to do. So all the best to the entire band.
Thank you. I just want to big up Yard Roots, the new company, Mama. Yard Roots Entertainment. Yeah, that's my new company.
Okay.
Outside of Live.
Okay.
I don't know COVID to do certain things. I'm blessed up to the Live, family, fans, friends, everybody.
All right.
Bless Mama, big up to yourself, Mama, too. Big up to yourself. Big up to the bridge. You know what I say?
Right.
Listen, let you be praised in the going out and the coming in. Let the bridge go good because it's nice, just the way it should. Big up yourself, bridge, you know? Come on.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Always a pleasure talking to you and a pleasure listening to your music. So we want to say a very special afternoon and thank you very much for joining us, our Irie Jam listeners. Thank you very much again, Beauregard. And you see this COVID topic just keeps coming up. It's not going for now.
Anyway, no time soon it look like.
No time soon. I'm telling you.
After all of this, Mama Kelly, we have to day in the next Bible, you know.
Why is if we survive, but we never survive in the next Bible. So,
Yeah.
So why you say so?
After everything we have said, this Bible worthy. I mean,
no, seriously, no, Beauregard. Can you imagine what history will remember this era to be like?
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness me.
I'm telling you.
But you know, there's a very serious point that I think was Jerome who made, you know, when he said that a lot of the reggae lovers are really rebels, you know. And I don't know what that means. I don't know, you know, what that means for us. But, you know, you see, in my mind, me see some people are sure about something. I'm positive how tomorrow I'll go. Never live to see tomorrow. So, you know, me don't know, me don't know.
Why we have to just go and live each day as it comes, Mama Kelly, and just, you know, give thanks for life.
Same way,
you know,
so.
a lot of people aren't here, so, you know, we just have to give thanks that we are still here.
A true man. You know, one of my friends sent this, and it's not funny, but, you know, I'm going to read it still. She says, if you're in New York, don't even bother test, you're positive. It's not funny, Beauregard. Don't laugh, you know, because remember where you, me can laugh, you know, but you try to remember where you were there. You understand me?
Yes,
Good.
True indeed.
Wonderful.
True indeed.
But, you know, it is that serious, you know? So,
yes.
I don't know. We really have to be, you know, thinking about what we do in the future in a very serious way.
You know, yeah, true indeed. And, you know, I guess I'm going to ask the listeners this year at Irie Jam, really, what are their plans? And even the listeners in Jamaica, what are your plans for the new year?
Yes.
You know, what do you have in mind for the new year?
For real. Absolutely. That's something that we really have to think about. But you see, the information you just gave us is frightening, you know, if it becomes reality where, you know, you don't have any control over your family, you don't have any control over your children, you know. But
right.
You see, that's somebody's plan, you know, Beauregard. But
at
remember,
14.
But you see, you have to always remember, say, when man a plan, the most I wipe out, you know. And that keep me all the while, because I'm a big planner. Him no plan great like the most I plan, you know. So we still a look for see what go on, you see me?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. At 14 years old, kids don't even know their medical history.
Joke thing.
Much less to give them the authority to say, okay, you can do anything to my body. You know,
well,
I don't know.
You know, at some parts of the world, they might give children the choice for change even them gender. So you know, you see whatever plan the powers that be, the powers in quotation marks that be have, is a stupid plan. And I'm very happy that the Most High plan is the wise plan, and that is the plan of all plan. So go on plan.
Father God have the bigger plan.
Oh, you mean?
Yes,
Most I
man.
have the big plan. Yeah, man. Them figure wait for them stupid plan. Anyway, it's Jamaica me there. You there foreign. I can say a lot more than you can, Beauregard.
Yeah, true indeed. You have to know what you answer sometimes.
True. You have,
man.
especially you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so see you. Oh, Happy New Year. I'm not going to see you before the New Year. So Happy New Year to you and family.
A Happy New Year to you and the family too as well, Mama Kelly.
Thank you very much, my love. And send my regards to them other one in the tri-state, all right?
I will do that.
All right, bless
Take
up
care.
yourself. Bye, take care.
Hi, this is Butcher Banton. You're tuned to Sister Elise Kelly on Bridge 99 FM.
So this listener says, big up live wire from Ricardo Portius. So my sister is in the tri-state. Kind of laughing about that little comment there about if you're in a New York. She says, I swear our food helps cause. Been testing every week since COVID start and what you say? You don't know? Oh, you're not bored. Yeah, man, that the whole way afraid of me. I tell you, say, bored I run now because everybody are knock them. I tell you, say, bored, not. If you're not bored, family, if you're not bored. So once again, we want to say enough respect and thanks to Beauregard and the Irie Jam listeners and viewers. Bless up our listeners here and those joining us on the internet. It's always a pleasure. You know, we do all of this just for you. So we thank you very much for joining us here on The Bridge. It's always a pleasure. Want to bless up the team Untengle. Want to bless up Richie, Master Control Operator. And our Master Control Operator right now is Mr. Williams. Bless up yourself, sir. And of course, Romy is our vision mixer. And our hard-working producer is Vaughn Thorpe. And we have a lot of things up our sleeve coming up with. Every time we finish, you know, me and Vaughn are always having some conversations. And the staff is always, oh, what on up to now? What on up to now? Always good things. Always good things. So we have some things that we're coming up with. And we know that our listeners will love it. So, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, prosperity, and may all that you pray for come true.